City's quest for their first Champions League success and quadruple takes them to Dortmund. Last season's Champions League final was to be played out in the quarter-final stages of this competition. Liverpool and Real Madrid meet again, and Chelsea draw Porto. Hey guys, Fledge here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Fledge Talks video. You know the drill by now. This is where I take a trending topic or a topic of interest within the world of football, bring it here, and where we talk about it, we discuss it, and maybe even debate about it. Because this video is going to be centering around the Champions League quarter-final and semi-final draw. At the time of recording, that draw has just been made for the final 8 teams of this season's Champions League. And my, oh my, have we got some very exciting and very intriguing games that are coming our way once this competition restarts again next month. Before we get into the video though, I would like to say a quick reminder to please like the video and subscribe if you're new. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. But for now, let's get back into talking about the quarterfinal draw, and we're going to begin with Pep Guardiola, who's set to resume his rivalry with Borussia Dortmund. Yes, Pep Guardiola's quadruple chasing Manchester City will take on Erling Haaland's Borussia Dortmund in the quarterfinals. This will be a very intriguing game, to say the least. You've got one of the most lethal strikers in the game right now in Erling Haaland, coming up against one of the best defences in European football right now with Manchester City. And further afield, City of course have the likes of Raheem Sterling, Kevin De Bruyne, Sergio Aguero, Gabriel Jesus, so on and so forth. Whilst Dortmund are very likely to field Jude Bellingham, as well as the man who left Manchester City for Dortmund to make a name for himself in Jadon Sancho. It's going to be a game full of young and promising talent on both sides of the field, with City to field the likes of Ferran Torres and Phil Foden. But if you had to push me for an answer, to the question, who do you think will make the semi-finals in this game? I think it's a very, very good chance for City again this year. I think City have to eventually or finally take one of these opportunities. It's not like they've been given a Bayern Munich or a PSG, one of the favourites of this competition. They've been given a Dortmund side who aren't that great defensively. We saw in the previous round against Sevilla that they weren't in the best defensive shape, and the only reason why I believe that they qualified was because they just simply outscored the Spanish side. It sounds daft to say, but they just outscored the Spanish side in order to win, and their defensive structure, defensive shape was not the best, to say the least, against that Spanish team. And yes, when you do have an in-form Erling Haaland, you are very capable of doing that. But what happens when you come up against a much more stronger defensive unit in City and an attacking unit in City, which may not be at its strongest, but still can be pretty ruthless at times and still can be pretty difficult to play against? You know, it will be an entertaining game for sure. I wouldn't be completely shocked if Dortmund somehow managed to pull it out of the bag and beat Pep Guardiola, especially seeing as though the extra motivation there is that he's a former Bayern Munich manager, a fierce rival of Dortmund. But I'm going to go and stick with City. I'm going to predict that City go through. But whoever wins this game will, of course, meet the winner of another quarter-final game, which is to be played between Bayern Munich and PSG. Yes, a repeat of last season's final, of course, and this round of the competition has arguably put together two of this season's favourites for this competition. And the question really is here, will history repeat itself, and will the Germans once again reign supreme over the French champions? Or will it be PSG who exact their revenge on the German club for coming runners-up to them last season? Need I say more about this game, about what it has to offer? Seriously. You've got Robert Lewandowski on one end of the pitch with the likes of Leroy Sané, Serge Gnabry, Alphonso Davies, Leon Goretzka, and so on and so forth for Bayern Munich behind him. And then at the other end of the pitch, you've got Kylian Mbappe with Neymar, Angel Di Maria, Mauro Icardi, Marco Verratti, and Julian Draxler, just to name a few behind him. Like, this is a game that is oozing with talent, bursting with quality, and I am here for it. Will PSG have learnt from their failure of last season? Well, since then, of course, Thomas Tuchel has left the club, joined Chelsea, and Mauricio Pochettino has come in, of course. So it's a new manager with new ideas and new thoughts. And remember, Poch has been to a Champions League final before with a team not as good as this PSG team. So with all due respect, of course. So he and his club certainly have the potential to knock the current holders of this competition out at this stage of the season, out of this stage of the competition, and go on to face either City or Dortmund in the semi-final. My prediction, though, I think that Bayern will just about edge it again. I think they'll just about scrape through, but I'm not entirely confident about that. I'm not entirely confident, but what I do know is that this game should be a very entertaining, very exciting, at the very least, of course, 180 minutes of absolute entertaining, intense football. On the other side of the draw, we have yet another repeat of another final that took place a few years ago in what is a repeat of the 2018 Champions League final. Liverpool will meet Real Madrid, with the Reds and particularly Mohamed Salah looking to exact revenge on their Spanish opponents. We all remember that final 3 years ago, right? Where Sergio Ramos fouled Salah in the foul bad enough to force the Egyptian winger to be substituted half an hour into the game. And what transpired afterwards, of course, was a nightmare, a shocking horror of a performance by Liverpool goalkeeper Loris Karius that helped Madrid to a 3-1 win on the night, and of course their 13th Champions League title. Since then, of course, Liverpool returned in the Champions League the following year and went one step beyond, winning their 6th Champions League title, won the Premier League the following year, last year, but have been pretty poor for a number of reasons this season. Whilst for Madrid, of course, they simply aren't the same Madrid side that beat Liverpool 3 years ago, and this fixture certainly could go either way. Liverpool will probably have the extra fire and motivation within them for what happened 3 years ago, but Madrid may smell blood, with Liverpool's defence being considerably weaker due to big absentees to their centre-back areas, as we've known about all season. And with Karim Benzema up front, Madrid certainly do have a deadly striker in their ranks to take advantage of a lack of experience, shall we say, or just a weakened back line. Liverpool too will be dangerous, though. We have to give them credit for that. They will be dangerous. The likes of Salah, Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino, Diego Jota all have the potential to cause damage to the Spanish side. And as far as a prediction goes, it may be a little biased me saying this, but I can't back against my own team for this one, especially not in the Champions League. I think that Liverpool will progress here. I am aware of the threat that Madrid cause, of course, but I still believe in my team, believe in Liverpool, and I think that they will exact revenge on Madrid here. And of course, if they go through, or should Madrid go through, the winner of this game, well, they will meet either Chelsea or Porto. Yes, arguably Chelsea got the tie that everyone in this round was after, as they got drawn against Portuguese side Porto. And that's no disrespect intended to Porto, by the way. It's just, well, out of the 8 teams remaining, I can guarantee that the other 7 teams were probably hoping to get what I would consider to be the weakest team left in this round of the competition. And that is unfortunately the Portuguese side, Porto. The Blues haven't tasted Champions League success since that incredible night back in 2012 where they beat Bayern Munich in that final, but they have a great chance of reaching the Final Four here. And with the way that Thomas Tuchel has begun his Blues career, the safe money seems to be on Chelsea to progress in this one. Of course, it won't be an easy game by any means. I'm not trying to do Porto a disservice here by completely writing them off. Porto will still possess a threat to Chelsea, and on their day they can cause the biggest of sides problems. But I'm struggling to make a case here for Porto to beat a Chelsea side who are strong defensively and have the potential to suddenly fire on all cylinders with the attacking talent that they possess and have at their disposal. It will be an interesting game, this one, but on paper should be arguably the most predictable to call of the 4 fixtures to be played in this round of fixtures. And that's why I'm completely backing Chelsea to make it into the Final Four of this competition. But of course, these are just the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What did you make of the draw? What do you make of the competition so far? Who do you think will progress to the semi-finals? And then from the semi-finals, of course, who do you think will make it to the final? And finally, who do you think will go on to win it now that we know the path to Istanbul, to the final? It's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a very exciting one, and I can't wait for this competition to resume. But of course, I want to know what you guys think of this all in the comment section below. So get down there. I'm sure your comments will make for interesting reading. Otherwise, hit that like button on the right if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new or want to see more content like this. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video, and I will see and speak with you all again soon in another video.